So but you never met up with Gloria Gaynor during?
I've never ever met her. I think I was in New York once, and someone said something about her really liking the song. You know, it was all love.
Yeah.
But I never got a chance to meet. I hopefully that'll happen one day.
Yeah. When you record, did you ever think? Could you have written a song to the beat and production, your own version, your own lyrics? Because what Steve produced, what you guys came up with, as I said, I didn't realize it was a remake. So I was wondering, could you have same production but write your own words and your own song?
Absolutely. But it wasn't meant for that. That wasn't meant to be. But definitely, we could have done that. But it probably wouldn't have been as successful.
Why do you think so? Is it because you said as you were listening to the lyric?
Don't get me wrong, it would have been dope because I think I'm that confident in my writing skills. But it was just like the sweetest recipe. Like those lyrics, everybody knew that song. And it's like if you look, it's like if a designer takes a dress and totally redesigns it for someone else and it's fabulous, but everybody knew that signature dress and it looks different on somebody else, but it looks great. It as opposed to just creating something from scratch. I don't know. It's like, I think it was the familiarity, and a lot of people had an emotional connection to the song anyway, and experience with that song.
Yeah.
So I think that in and of itself gave it a leg up.
Yeah, I don't know if it was of the familiarity as much as it was a very haunting. It reminded me of, say, when Mary did the Not Gonna Cry. It had that sense of you feeling. We could tell that you knew the words and you were making sure that we understood what was being said. So it felt like a story. It had that, you know, it captured a moment. So I do, as I said, only recently realized it was a remake because it's so far-fetched. It's not like Whitney Houston's I Would Always Love You, because most of us didn't really hear the Dolly Parton version.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we didn't appreciate the song because we heard Dolly's. We just like, wow, look what Whitney has done. And then we're like, oh, it doesn't even, the original version doesn't even, it pales in comparison to what Whitney did. So I think it's how you guys delivered it, and just the vibe was something that it wasn't, there wasn't anything out like that on our radios and our stuff, and how you sang as well, you know, very measured and controlled, haunting and capturing. So I think that was the magic of the song, as opposed to the familiarity. Because I don't, maybe people who knew it, especially in the house market, house stuff, yeah. But as I said, it was an amazing. So that opened different doors to where RCA sort of flying you around first class now. Like,
but you know, honestly, I will say though, like you, I heard the song, but I didn't really know the song.
Okay.
Me, that was like something I saw in movies. Thinking, you know, young, and that never be something that I would request. Like, oh, I want to hear the disco. I was like, consider disco. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean, I had to slow it down to get the lyrics because I didn't really know what she was saying. But we look, I was, you know, you knew that, but I really so like people, definitely my demographic, people, you know, your early 20s and 20s, we didn't know that song like that.
No,
you know,
yeah.
Parents really knew the lyrics, but I knew, because who hasn't, mostly I would say I heard that song in movies.
Yeah.
On elevators, you know what I mean? Or if I'm in a casino or something, they're playing that song. But I didn't know that song like that. Like I had no idea you know, that she was talking about that. So to me, it was still kind of like, oh wow, this is so cool. You know what I mean? So like it was new to a lot of people, especially people my age, because I heard it, but I didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, having that big hit single, because after your experience with your first album and your and then your second album having this massive hit, did you feel a difference in how you were treated by the label and by radio, by everything? Was it a massive shift having a big single from an album?
Yes, absolutely. It allowed me to it gave me more of a voice so that for my next album, I got a chance to choose who I wanted to work with. It was that time also that I got a chance to hire a team to get my publishing back. So by the time I did that next album, every song I wrote on there, I had all my publishing for that. So that record allowed me to, it gave me a voice. Because artists, I mean, you have to everything, just about everything is pushed. So being a writer helped me, put me in a position to, you know, at least, okay, I'm writing most of this stuff, but they had the yes or no, like, okay, no, we don't want this one, we want that one. And then they always had that, but for the third album, I was pretty much given, I was an executive producer at that time. Wow. So that's what that did, you know, along with, of course, you know, flying everywhere, and the shows were great because, I mean, that's bread and butter as well. You know, you're at bigger and better venues. The song crossed over, so, you know, I'm doing bigger shows, bigger TV shows, daytime talk shows and all that stuff. So it definitely opened the door. And I'm really glad that I got a chance to experience that. You know what I mean? To get to that point, because a lot of artists don't.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.